Hello everyone, Jeremy here, and today I'm going to be taking a look at Transistor. This is a new game, the newest release from Supergiant Games, which many of you may know from Bastion. Bastion was the game with that super cool narrator guy who just really captured everyone's minds and imaginations, because when you have someone walking around, he's just kind of telling you how things are. He's telling you to press the buttons and what you did. Yeah, that guy was pretty cool. But anyway, this game is much different from Bastion. In fact, Transistor is a game that starts off and you may not even know what the heck is going on. In fact, I guarantee you won't know what the heck is going on, because they just kind of throw you into the game and just like, all right, well, we'll find out what happens as time goes on. So to get the little basic information out of the way, I am playing this on the PlayStation 4, where it is $19.99. And the basic premise of this game so far that I've been able to gather is you're playing as a woman named Red, and she does not have a voice. She can hum, as you can see here, but she is not speaking. In fact, all of the talking is being done through the Transistor, which is this sword that she is carrying around right here, dragging along the ground like the Buster Sword from Final Fantasy VII, and the sword talks. Now, who is the person inside of this sword? We don't know. At least at this point, it seems like this is someone who is close to Red, but he is basically serving as the narrator for this game. He points out things that you are doing, and he gives you sometimes he gives you like little minor hints, but mostly he's just talking about things that's going on in the environment. Alright, so that's the gist of it. So let's get started. This is a action game. As you can see, I have some different combat moves that I have at my disposal here, but at the same time, it's kind of like a real-time strategy element thrown in there as well. And I'm going to show you that as soon as we run into some enemies. I have not played through this section yet, so I have to figure out where it is I'm going first before I can really start showing you things. Alright, let's go to the let's use the main gondola.
This works.
And every time you talk, or every time the
High rise.
there he goes. Every time the Transistor talks, the sword glows, and the DualShock 4, the light bar, also glows in conjunction. Alright, so here's some enemies here. Now, what I can do, I can stop the action basically by pressing R2, and this will give me an opportunity to sort of map my attacks. You're really going to want to be hiding a lot of the time, dodging enemy attacks and their beams and stuff by hiding behind these little makeshift walls right here. You can see that bar at the top of the screen keeps on moving. As much as I move, it continues to go down. So I have to make sure that I do all of my movement before that bar expires. But if I wanted to redo it, I just press L2 and go back to my previous move. So what I want to do here is I want to take out this weed here. So I'm just going to go over to this weed. Let me just go back. Let me go up and get behind him, and I'm going to use my X attack. And you see that his HP now is 10 out of 60, which means if I hit him one more time, he'll be dead. So I'm going to hit him one more time, and then using the movement that I have left, I'm just going to try to protect myself. I'm going to just let's go back. I'm going to move behind this. And then once I'm finished and I press R2 again, I'll do everything that I set up to do. So let's check it out. And then I have to wait for everything to recharge. And while I'm recharging, I'm just sort of dodging. And trying to stay alive. And then we've also got these cells, which you see is, I'm just going to move over about right there. You have to collect those, because when enemies die, they sometimes drop those, and if you don't pick them up, they will respawn. So from here, I am going to use this square attack. And there's so much to the combat, so much more to the combat than what I am showing right now, let me tell you. But we will try to get into that. I'm trying to make my way over. Oh well, we'll just work with this for now. I have some of these enemies tempered right now, so they're temporarily fighting with me as opposed to against me, but that goes into functions and all this other stuff that I will try to get into in a moment. I'm gonna go by this snapshot, get him a couple of times. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go behind him. Oh, cannot harm friend. Okay, I must have him tempered. Alright, so how about go behind this snapshot, get a backstab going. So it really just takes it's a lot of strategy that goes into this, because you actually have to keep moving, because if you don't, you see how fast my health is just draining right now? Health is draining really quickly, because you have to really try to take full advantage of all of the attacks at your disposal. And it's actually a very interesting concept for when you do lose all your health. Instead of just dying, you have one of your attacks taken away from you. You can get it back, but only until you reach an access point to restore it. It sounds super complicated, and I totally would understand if you are just like, oh, this game seems a bit weird, maybe a little bit too confusing for its own good, but it's just something you kind of got to get used to. Alright, so I'm trying to finish off these guys, wait for myself to recharge. Okay, I'm going to use... Can I get both of them with this? Nah, just one. I'm going to get this snapshot. And you'll learn more efficient ways to go about doing this. So I'm pretty sure I am not being the most effective right now. Like, look, I'm about to die already. Alright, so I can take that guy out. And then with this, evaded. Maybe can I get up behind him? It just says evaded. I wonder what that's about. So I kill him. Oh. Alright, emergency turn initiated. So they're giving me another chance. So with this, I'm just going to move into position here. I don't know why that... Oh, here we go. Evade, and now he's gone. So they cut me a little break there. And then after each encounter, you just kind of get scored like that, and you get more experience, and you move on to the next area. The combat system seems like it's complicated, but it's not really. You really just have to know what you have at your disposal, and you have to set it up the way that you need to have it set up. All right, let me show you this. You have to go to the access point. And from here, you have a whole wealth of information to check out. Up here, these functions here are the attacks that I have. These 4 right here, and they are mapped to X, circle, square, and triangle. So these are the main functions that I have here. Now, each one of these You can assign them either in a primary position, which means once you press square, triangle, circle, or X, you will do an attack or just whatever move that this has you do. So for example, this move right here, crash, it's in the active slot. So it says that this is going to harm and disrupt nearby enemies, exposing vulnerabilities. Okay, that's what that move does. However, if I were to assign this as an upgrade, not as a primary attack, but as an upgrade, then it will passively cause most functions to stun and disrupt targets. With Breach here, since I have this active, it's going to pierce targets along with great force across long distances. But if I use this as an upgrade, it will accelerate the rest of my functions, range and velocity. So it will increase these functions here if I had it as an upgrade. These are some of the things that I have as upgrade. All right, so check this one out. This is a spark move. I kind of just released these little bomb looking things, these unstable shells, and they explode. Okay, that's fine. Now attached to this, I have this function right here, the switch function, and since it's not an active ability, it is an upgrade. I signed it as an upgrade ability. I know that this sounds so complicated. All right, so I'm just going to take off this. I'm going to take off spark. I'm going to press square to remove it. Okay, it's gone. Now when I go over to this and I hit X, you see that I don't have anything in the square function anymore. So if I chose the spark and I move it over to X, then I can just hit X again and bam, it's installed right there. So primary function, it will do the little droppy bomb attack. And right under it, you see, like right under here where this little heart is going, those are where I can put upgradable abilities. In this case, I have this ability called switch, and when I have this on, it will briefly switch the target's allegiance to the user, which basically means I will turn bad guys into good guys temporarily. I can put this upgrade under any one of these abilities that I want, but I choose to put it under spark because this causes like a ranged explosion, and I have the ability to get more enemies under my control once that blast goes off. So really all you have to do is look at all of the what these abilities would do if they are primary and in the active slot, and then what they would do if they were used as upgrades, and then you mix and match those the best that you can to make the combat the way that you want it to work for your character. There's no right or wrong way to do this, it's just how it works. And if you want to learn more about the story of the game, wow, you know, across each of these functions, if you press triangle, it kind of tells you a background story about kind of like the character, who those moves sort of come from. It lets you know, like, kind of like who the person behind it. It's very strange. Like, if you check out this switch ability, I mean, this comes from this lady, Farah Yandale, and it talks about her background a little bit. You can read more about her. So it's like these attacks kind of embody like a certain person in the game, and you'll have to learn more about them just by talking. All right, so I think I explained that as well as I could. All right, so here's some weeds. Let's get these cells. These weeds are kind of off in a row, so I'm going to use this move to get both of them. Then here's fetch. I'm going to do a backstab, 2 backstabs. So 2 birds, 1 stone there, 2 backstabs there. Then I'm just going to kind of walk away until I can get my bearings again. Alright, fetch. I'm going to go behind you, get some more backstabs. Fly. Let's take out this weed. Oh, if I can. Darn you, fetch. Alright, so I pretty much had... Yeah, I got fetch now. There you go. So he's done, and then your health just automatically comes back after each of these battles. And there's little things that you can do too. Like here's a little flourish move. It does nothing, but you know, you're just sort of flourishing. And then you'll find like this thing up here where it says a OVC terminal. You know, you can just interact with those and you'll learn more about the story. You hear the Transistor sword, you know, just sort of talking as you do stuff.
So the word is out. If anybody's left to hear it.
And then you can, it's kind of like the internet. It's weird, you know, you can just kind of post a little comment.
Whole town's being held ransom.
I'm not doing this, it's all by itself. I don't know if that actually does anything, but you know, I just do it because I can.
See the canals.
So I can go to the rooftop gondola. Let me see if there's anything else down here. The terrace apartments.
Might as well stop in.
All right, see what's in here.
Best view in town. It's strange coming here.
So I guess this is my apartment.
Can't imagine what it's like for you. Well, at least Junction Jan's delivered. Sea monster fresh from the bay. Flatbread delivery still going strong. Not so bad when it's cold. Not that I know anymore. Help yourself, I'm good.
So you can kind of see that where the sort of Bastion-ish
Locked yourself out.
inspiration comes from, since the Transistor is the only thing that's talking, and you know, he's just kind of verbally leading you along.
Looks fine from up here.
And the voice actor kind of sounds like the voice actor from DC Universe Online, who's kind of like the main communicator person for the bad guys, kind of like how the Oracle was for the good guys, and I forget what the bad guys were. I forgot what he was called, but I think that's the same person. All right.
Oh, Brett, I'm starting to lose you.
All right, so these weeds are protected by these cheerleaders. Gotta destroy these cheerleaders, because if I don't, they will keep on protecting the fetch. So I gotta make sure I get those. I can press triangle. That's what I have assigned my like my dodge move. I'm gonna do this to fetch so I can kind of get him under my control. And take out this cheerleader. So I just got fetch off my back temporarily. Take out this cheerleader. I'm gonna get this right here. Hit that. And then this. Fetch, I want you on my side. Recharge. There we go. Oh no, I gotta get this cell. Okay, it didn't respawn. Alright, so now I'm gonna get fetch once here. Backstab him a few times. Then just kind of stay away until I can recharge, because once I recharge I can't do anything but dodge. I can sort of do that so he can become distracted by my copy. And then I can just hit him while he's distracted. Alright, so I went up a level. Let's see what I get here. Alright, so we got access to new functions. One of two of these. I can choose get, which when it's active is force a target close to the user, and then if it's an upgrade, it will make the functions pull targets out of position. Most functions pull targets out of position. And then if I put it as a passive slot effect, which is something totally different, it will draw in cells faster from further away, or ping, which is rapid kinetic charges in a straight line. Reduce turn planning costs and speed. You know what? I think I want this. All right, so I've got ping, and next I've got this +1 upgrade slot. Enables a secondary upgrade slot for an active slot. Okay, that's good. So I just have to pick where I want it to be. Why not? Let's just start here. And then limiters. Now, limiters are things that make the game harder, but as a result, it also can give you some extra experience, I believe. So I have to pick a limiter. Let's see. This one, user will lose access to 6 memory or more functions may be uninstalled. Or this one, where the process will respawn from cells in much less time. So I guess instead of waiting 10 seconds for those cells to respawn to respawn the enemy, it could take 5 seconds. You don't have to have these limiters enabled, but if you want an extra challenge and get some faster experience, you can do that. So I cannot use any of those functions until I reach another access point. This is kind of like living in a computer. So they're using all these terms, processes, and functions. All right, so we got all these right here. I would love to just kill all these in a row, but they're not lined up properly, so I'm just going to do this. All right, so here's the access point, and now I only have 16 memory, so if I want to attach if I wanted to attach this, I'm going to have to take something off. So in exchange for ping, I'm going to take off okay, I'm going to take off this, and I'm going to put that in its place, and then I'm going to take switch and put that under here. And I can probably do one more. What's this one? Actually, I don't know if I can actually put this anywhere. This one will add a chain effect. I don't think I can put this anywhere because I don't have enough memory. Yeah, I can't put that anywhere. And these access points are also save points. So let's see what this looks like. All right, well, we'll take a look at that. See how that works.
Go for a swim because you're stuck with me.
Well, geez, that's sad. Don't be so hard on yourself, Transistor.
Think anybody else is in here besides me?
He's getting.
I've seen no one. But when I look up to where the sky should be, I see you. And I know you can hear me.
Transistors are getting a little weird, admittedly.
You can hear me, right? Waves.
Okay, so this is a little.
I'm all right.
This is a little special area where you can just kind of do challenges, like through these doors here. Like the first planning test just had me complete that entire, kill all the enemies in one turn. Some of these are speed tests. That's a stability test. You can do those, and then I unlocked the music for this music player over here. But this does not seem to be necessarily a part of the of the story. These are just kind of like little extra things that you can do. And yeah, I think that kind of pretty much explains what Transistor is kind of like, you know? I'm going to see what I can do about these enemies here. See how this works out. Well, these guys, they're not playing around, are they? I can kind of like just do this and try to get them to fight each other. Take that, young lady. We'll see if this does anything. Yeah, they kind of warp after you do that, so that kind of makes it a little difficult. That's why you always gotta be hiding behind these things. Whoops, wrong button. Oh crap, I forgot. Duh! So maybe if I can just get these guys to just turn on each other, I can kind of get them to kill each other instead of me. I missed. Didn't miss that time. And then I'm going to try to get this one here. Oh my goodness, look at all those cells. Oh no! Whew, not good. Take these out and then see what I can do about this bad cell. Can I get him? Kind of had him. I'm trying to lock on to him, but it keeps... I'll just run over there. Oh, forgot. Not ready yet. Not ready yet. Gotta get the... Oh! Alright, so they're giving me my emergency turn. And I think that's it. Yep, that's it. It was a little bit harder than I thought it was going to be, but you know, this has so much to do with strategy and planning things out ahead of time that you can either be quite bad at this, or you can just breeze through it and just make it seem easy. It all just depends on your strategy. So yeah, that was about a half-hour look at Transistor, and you know, there's still I'm sure there's still plenty more to be better explained, but I tried my best because I know that this game is was very anticipated, and when I first started playing it, I was like, wow, this is a lot more confusing than I thought it was going to be. So if you were wondering what this game is about, I hope that I helped to shine some light on that. So thank you so much for watching. Until next time, I'm Jeremy, and I will talk to you later.